Happy Monday, everybody.
Good morning, guys.
Joe here.
Kevin.
Yeah. So last episode of The West Wing, we had Rob Loback.
Right.
It was a really nice Sam moment to where basically he fired half his staff,
Yeah.
and then Bartlett ended up firing his
The rest of the staff. Yeah.
the rest of them. And it goes to show that like how great of a character Sam really is.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to see him much more the rest of the season.
Right. Yeah. We're definitely heading for his election loss, which I don't know how they're going to handle that, because the plan was if he lost, which he's going to, he goes back to work in the West Wing as an advisor. But we know that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure how they're going to ride around that.
They can just have him go out on his own accord. Maybe he's like, Will's the right guy for this job.
Sure.
Let him do his thing.
Right. And I'm kind of curious, because we've gotten to the point now where Will is kind of taken Sam's job, but he's a different character, and I'm kind of curious how they're going to, because they have to, right? As we move forward, as we get more into Will's character, how we distinguish him more than Sam. We already have a little bit in that he pushes back a lot more against the president, and I mean, Sam pushed back against Toby plenty of times, but not to the extent that Will really is in terms of policy. So I think we're going to get a little bit more opinion from Will than we got from Sam. Sam was always kind of the good soldier who always did what he believed in. He was never like against what he believed, but he always really aligned with President Bartlett, right, on what he believed. So there wasn't a lot of tension between them because they both agreed on everything. And Will doesn't seem to necessarily, and is not afraid to say so.
I like that. I like that his character does push back, and I wonder if that does change going down the road in future seasons, because it's always the characters that are on the outside,
for sure,
that hold them accountable.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting as well, because there were a couple times when Will said some things, people were like, "Wow, gutsy on you," and he's like, "I'm here for 2 weeks."
Yeah.
Well, now he's not. Right now
that's going to change.
Now that he's a deputy communications director and a presidential advisor, he's got a bigger stake in what's going on. So you kind of wonder, well, now does he soften his approach a little bit, because now there's consequences?
Sure.
For him personally, or does he stay the same guy? I'm hoping it doesn't soften too much, simply because I like that distinction between Will and Sam. I don't want Will and Sam to be the same character, basically.
I don't either, and I think in the hands of Sorkin, he's not going to let that happen.
Sure.
Now, we can't speak for future seasons, but we're both excited to see them.
Right.
That's why I'm so excited to get to season 5, because I do want to see how different it is. Sure. I'm enjoying the crap out of this season. This might be the best season of the show so far. Big 2 is pretty great, but still, the show keeps getting better.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm looking forward to see what happens next.
Sure, we do want to go ahead and welcome Tara, Max Verbeek, Tobin Allison, Sviela Kirkonets. That's closest, I think. The 3 times I've done that. And Nancy Lusa. Thanks so much, guys. Welcome to our Patreon group.
Yes, we're very glad you guys are here. If you're watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you mind hitting the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
If you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. On all shows we're watching, including The West Wing, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we're on YouTube. So if you get done watching this on YouTube and want to keep going, that's how you'll do it. You'll need to sync and watch along on your own DVDs or Macs. Along with this, you're only going to see us for copyright purposes. We're also watching 30 Rock right now as a Patreon exclusive. And just really quickly, it's an NBC show. They've been fighting us more and more and more on the edits.
Yes.
So the edits are probably going to be getting shorter, only because they are not liking us doing this show. We are 0 for 3. Actually, 0 for 4 on NBC shows. No one fights us quite like NBC does on putting up anything for edits whatsoever. We've stopped doing 2 shows because of it.
We're not going to stop.
We're not going to stop on the West End. We love the show. We want to finish it. But the YouTube edits anyway are probably going to get shorter. If that's problematic, I understand. I recommend Patreon and watch the whole thing with us.
Yeah.
But we'll do what we can. We certainly don't want to cheat anybody who's awesome enough to spend the time with us and likes the show as much as
we really appreciate you guys being
absolutely
here.
They are Lance Corporals John Howley and Raymond Rowe, and Private First Class Herman Hernandez.
I do want to Sam because he absolutely impaled himself.
Yeah,
so I
he
think
did.
The least I can do is.
He's still in jail.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I forgot about that. You got to do a bar fight with Charlie.
Yeah. Charlie's trying to throw down with the street. It's kind of a sad sight to see. I've got American Express. I've got Visa. A couple of country club guys were lubed. They got into it with Andy, and his wingman thought I hit him, so he came for me, and I took care of business.
You did what?
Charlie took care of business.
Yeah, Charlie hit him. Yeah.
You sit in a cage, you have time to do a lot of thinking.
Hurricane, we were in the joint for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
So on a call girls phone bill, there's going to be a call to Air Force One.
You're really going to be teaching the seminar on call girl caution?
Oh,
Great callback.
call back to Lori.
I took a meeting with a communist on it.
Because you sent me there.
Yeah, she didn't take the meeting.
My bad.
Yeah.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
Mr. McGarry.
Would you all excuse me?
You know you're the one in charge and you can kick 20 people out of the room instead of you leaving the room.
Cool power move.
Yeah.
The Delta Force, 1st Special Forces, that's 26 Special Ops.
They've been practicing for the last 3 hours or so in Ghana.
When they've got it right in Ghana, that's when we'll recommend that you give the order, sir.
I've said it a million times. I love the Situation Room.
Yeah.
You can't say their plan is the wrong way to stimulate the economy.
It is the wrong way.
No, it's not.
Can you be nicer about this?
Yeah.
These are interns, man.
They've been working since very early this morning.
Yeah. They're getting put to the ringer.
Yeah.
There's food in the mess.
The mess closes at 6.
Is it after 6?
Yes.
What time is it?
11:30.
Oof.
Yeah. They've been there like 20 hours.
Yeah.
The president's coming out with his tax plan tomorrow, not Monday.
What are you talking about?
The toothpaste's out of the tube. And we're going to need to be ready with public remarks by the end of the day tomorrow. You're 8 points down, 10 points up for grabs. We need them all to break for you.
All of them.
It's not going to happen.
Is it possible that that happened in the struggle when they were ambushed?
No,
Oh, man.
yeah.
These guys got beat.
Mrs. Bartlett was promised $12 million for immunization education funds at CDC.
Max, there's no more 12 million.
Why?
I traded it.
We've dealt with this before. The first lady's agenda getting really shoved to the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd have someone else do it, but it's up to you.
This guy.
Yeah, it looks like a sad sack, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I have the worst job in D.C.
I know, right?
Man, your sister was right.
Was she?
Yeah.
About what? And to finance the tax deductibility of college tuition for the children of the box unloader and the school teacher, and ask a CEO making $16,400,000 a year to give us another 1%.
Presumably the CEO has some skills, the value of which the market is placed at $16 million.
That's the one I hate right there.
Yeah. The doctor thing is valid.
Yeah. They paid a fortune, got into a tough medical
Went to
school.
school for
We're in
10
school for
years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should get paid.
Why doesn't my agenda get anywhere in these negotiations?
The president and Leo make their decisions by listening to and participating in vigorous debate. This isn't school. Max is an idiot.
Max is my nephew.
No kidding. He doesn't understand the budget process.
So that's what it is. Her staff isn't professional enough. Sam said the same thing to her once.
That was a while ago.
If you want your agenda taken seriously, put a professional
sure.
face on it.
No, for sure.
So now who's she going to get? Because that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah. Who is she? New
For sure.
character?
Yeah,
They should pull
definitely
somebody.
new character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my first time doing this particular one.
Are you Betty?
Yeah.
Oh, these guys better get freaking rescued.
The picture is real?
Yeah. It was taken off Kundu's TV.
They've been beaten.
I'm afraid so, sir. Yes.
This sucks.
This is powerful.
Yeah.
Where are they being held? What kind of place is it?
I'm sorry. I can't tell you that.
That would suck to be in that
Delta
role.
just
man.
got it right in Ghana. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, how do you reassure somebody when you can't tell them anything?
Yeah.
Why the CIA wet team? We're not near water.
That's not what that is. Yeah,
They
tell
call
them.
it a wet team because it's bloody.
I want to see that movie.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Task Force Storm Sky.
That's the name of the movie.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
What Guy Ritchie directed.
I was thinking Guy Ritchie. That's crazy.
And she said your sister was right about you.
Well, she probably meant that you were sweet.
I don't think she did.
How do you
I
know?
don't think so either.
Because
And you're taking it all out on 4 defenseless interns who, by the way, think Sputnik's crashed down on their heads, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. New tactics, my man. Going in and yelling at these poor people is not going to get it done.
No.
How did you live with Josh Lyman?
Yeah.
I'm sorry? How did you live with him? The waterman's about to zats me on fair pay. Save me, would you?
The First Lady could have been brought on board, fair pay, if she'd been lobbied more, what's the word, more, you know,
professionally.
My God,
Great.
is she who she's gonna hire?
I think so.
I would love it.
I always liked her character.
Get Amy into the White House more.
Do it, yeah.
I meant that the Bartlett people aren't ones for joining the service.
So she just wants to fight. Yeah.
Did you serve?
I did. I
yeah.
flew F-105s for the 355th Tactical Fighter Wing.
I mean, she's under stress. I get it, but she was just trying to pick a fight.
She was.
She's an upset mother.
Did you sign off on $40 million from the immunization fund to be earmarked for immunization education? It's in the HHS final.
I've seen that.
Didn't you proofread it?
I don't know. Did I proofread it?
His ex is in the house now.
Oh, right.
First Lady took your advice. She just hired me. Weather here is 74 degrees and partly cloudy.
Yeah.
Whole new chapter begins.
I bet the silent waiting in a situation like this is the worst.
Yeah, like what do you?
You don't really know what's happening.
I got
Sit there
3
for 4
parents, a
hours?
wife, and a 3-year-old up there. At what point do I tell them what's going on?
Dakota 1-1, safe cargo's on board. Yukon, Dakota 1-1, that's affirmative.
Good. See, happy ending.
Are they alive?
Yeah, they would have said so if they weren't.
Yeah.
3 SUVs breached the gate at Haven. The first one was stopped and the second 2 continued before driving into a barracks and exploding their C4s.
Ah, that sucks.
They're reporting
God.
17 dead and some 20
Oh
injured.
my God.
At least the families get good news. A
There's
bunch of other
17,
families
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Why were these boys sent to a place I have never heard of and to kill people I've never heard of? I'm a smart lady.
I'm not really getting that sense, actually. I know that sounds awful, but
that's
people. There was a
job.
genocide happening.
Genocide
That's
happened.
right.
They signed up
They're safe.
to go.
Yeah.
They're in airspace over Morocco.
What aren't you telling us?
17 staff and administrators were killed.
I'm surprised you could tell them that.
Yeah. And it's probably going to be in the press
news.
release.
Yeah.
And they're the way we look after the least among us, the sign and signal of our obligations to each other
See,
and to
this is
our own
good.
best selves.
Did you write that?
No, you did.
I didn't write that.
Yeah, you did. I painted it, but it's yours. The answer to your question about why the MD should accept a greater tax burden in spite of the fact that his success is well earned is called the veil of ignorance. We rescued the hostages. This will be what we're talking about tomorrow. So I'm going to put the tax plan aside and work on this.
I'm glad that he had this moment.
Yeah.
This is the Will we know.
Profile Sammy's gonna make the minute by minute. Can you get him a Bible? Corinthians?
See, they're going to keep working.
I don't think they understood. They can go home.
They understood.
I just spend a third of the day in one-on-ones with Planned Parenthood, Families America. It's the Chamber of Commerce. The Titans are the ones in the room. The story will be it's over.
No, the story's gonna be that you had the guts to stick up for what you believe and you didn't cut and run.
I'm gonna lose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then why are you here?
Huge. They're gonna throw rocks at you next week, and I wanted to be standing next to you when they did.
Good
This is your friend.
Yep. I feel like this is them writing him off the show, like his goodbye with Toby right here.
Yeah.
This might be his last episode.
I'm just.
Don't worry, we still have Jean Paul.
I'm just
We
getting.
still have John Paul, that's right.
Yeah, I feel like this is the end for Sam here, or at least these two together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is definitely
That's
a send off,
That's
right? Focusing on the two glasses.
Man, this show's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just a great show all around. The last 3 episodes, including this one, it's just like one big long.
Yeah, it has been, right? We just kind of roll into the next moment, and I think we're going to do it again after the attack.
Most likely, I would imagine so.
Right.
And, even though it's weighty material, I'm riveted every time we go to the situation.
Absolutely,
and we've done it a lot this season too. It's I'm sure it's TV obviously,
Right.
but like it's a lot of waiting, right? 4 hours. They're there for 4 hours just doing nothing, waiting to hear something, and it does suck. That's the cost of saving 3 lives is 17.
Sure.
And are the two things related? Probably.
Oh no, they said it was retaliation. They said it was
retaliation.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure if it was just like a random bomb.
Nope, it was related. I mean, it was the base where they trained for the mission.
Gotcha.
So that's what got attacked.
Gotcha,
it was definitely retaliation.
Concurrent. But it's terrible, obviously, and I feel like I'm glad how they handled it. If they would have had another scene with the mom,
right,
where she was like, it could have got sappy after he told her, 17 people died, your son back. they could have got a little over sentimental.
Yeah.
But I like how they handled this.
Yeah, no, I really liked her character. Like,
Me too.
It's important that there was somebody to push back a little bit. I think that's very real frustration that
True to life. Yeah.
Well, the Secretary of Defense, Hutchinson, who we haven't seen for a while, I expected to see at some point in here while this was going on, said, like, Americans aren't going to stand for other Americans dying to save people in Africa.
Right there.
And that was her right there, right? Her line of, like, why are they in a place I've never heard of, dying for people I've never heard of? And it's like, that's such a simplistic view.
Sure.
It's not wrong, and her, being in the situation her character's in, she has every right to be as upset as she wants
Absolutely.
to be, and to say how upset she is.
Absolutely.
People handle terrible things differently, and she didn't handle it badly.
No.
But the idea that
it's okay to ask questions.
Yeah, it's okay to ask questions, but I think stepping outside of her role, that's where she was wrong, right? It's
sure
there is a good reason why they're there. There is a good reason why these things happen, and I think, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is it's not to get too off topic, but I think it's great how the president, then Leo, then Debbie handled all of that.
Yeah,
because it was definitely her trying to pick a fight, right?
For sure.
Again, understandably,
she's angry.
Right.
She wants.
She wants answer, right? She sees him as responsible, and she needs to fight at somebody.
Yeah.
So I definitely get that, but I just want to point out that all three of them handled it really well. They didn't get defensive.
Nope.
They didn't get condescending. They didn't insult her.
Nope.
It's like, I understand. You are right asking questions.
That's
you are right being upset. This is complicated, right? Debbie's like, that's a really complicated question.
She didn't let her own bias inform that. It was just
it was just like, I'm not, your child is in a very dangerous, precarious situation.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah. Which I love that.
Me too. I did. I just thought that was really, really well handled.
And I liked how the mother, when she was pushing at Leo a little bit, I liked that she apologized too.
Right.
She was like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
It's a human moment. It's
it
very,
is.
very, 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 and
right.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was upset.
Of course.
Frustrating. Yeah.
The dad was killing me too. Like, I'm taking a little while to think about it. He's like, this guy worried for his son. That kind of affected me a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
And I do want to see how this goes, because I don't know if they go full on retaliation mode against Kundu.
Right.
I just kind of assume they might just pull out.
Well, the actual take over the country, remember they're on the 36 hours still, but they've got a deadline.
They do.
So if this guy, the president who's ordering this execution of everybody, is still sitting there when that 36 hours is up, he's going to get rolled over. I think that's the next logical step, or he's going to resign end it at the very last second and resign.
Sure.
But things shouldn't go well for him after this.
No, this is episode 17, so we're barreling towards the finish line of
we got like probably about 22 to 24 episodes in the season.
So,
which have been typical. Yeah.
After this resolves itself, which I'm assuming maybe another episode, two episodes tops,
because of the timeline, it's got to be close, right?
So I wonder what gear we're going to shift into after that. I'm assuming we're going to touch back upon the Timothy Busfield character.
Oh yeah, that's definitely got to come back. Yeah, for sure. The oh god, I'm still have Kundu on the brain. Sharif.
Yeah, it's I know it's
Kumar.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'll try to keep all these fictional countries straight.
Yeah, and it's logistically
that'll come back, right?
The hat on the hat of this show, man. Like, the showrunners, Aaron Sorkin, all the writers involved. Good for them for being able to like really
seamlessly sell this, right?
Yeah,
the writing is so good,
and that's why I am excited for season 5. I want to see what the fallout is from this season, because I said in the beginning, this could be one of the best seasons. If anybody said seasons 1, 2, 3, or 4 is my favorite season of West Wing, I can't argue that.
Sure,
I can't argue it, because they've all been
they have been pretty
terrific,
phenomenal,
and I like the cause and effect of this show.
Yeah,
we get it in episodes. We get themes that are carried through seasons.
It doesn't skip on consequences. It's a show that's, because that's what politics is, right?
Sure.
This person or this group of people makes this decision, and then here's what the consequence of that is, and there are good and bad consequences of almost all of it, which is largely realistic.
And it's on every single detail.
Yeah,
the continuity of the show is insane.
So yeah, that's going to be big. I do agree with you that Kumar's not going to go on too long because they've said it's not going to be like. I mean, it's not like invading, a massive country.
Sure.
Kumar doesn't have a huge military.
Yeah.
They've said like if we do this, it's going to be relatively quick.
For sure. It's riveting. It's been riveting,
right? But there's going to be consequences. But I do think the Sharif thing is going to be big, and I'm kind of curious how now that Amy's got the job, I feel like how she gets woven into the completely different role in the show is going to be really kind of fun to watch.
I'm trying to. Well, I wonder how long it's going to last because I'm not sure when The West Wing ended, but I think Weeds is starting very soon, and she was the star of that show.
She wasn't moonlighting on The West Wing while she was doing Weeds for sure.
You made the joke that she's going to have 8 jobs in the last 7 years.
Right,
she might have 9.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Weeds is a full-time gig. I think it was Showtime,
and it went forever too.
Yeah,
so, yeah, she'll be off the show.
She'll be off the show at some point here for good, and good for her. We've lost Ainsley Hayes to another show, which is which is sad because I love that character. We lost Mandy. I'm cool with it.
I like Mandy's fine. Right. I think the implication with Ainsley is that she's still there. We just don't see her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they do with Amy.
Right.
You can bring her back on for a couple episodes after season 5, whatever. But she's there. We just don't see her.
Yeah. I mean, these are really, really, really talented actors. And,
Which we hardly see Stockard Channing.
Right. And the show was such a massive hit that, of course, some of the smaller players on it get opportunities to go through things. That's why Rob Lowe's leaves.
Mark Harmon got NCIS.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
other opportunities will pop up for the people who do such great work on this show.
Yeah.
So good on them. I'm very much looking forward to seeing where we go with these, though.
Me too.
Catch you on the next one, guys.
See ya.